Ever heard the name Marie Curie and just thought, oh, the lady who discovered radium? Well, get ready because her real story is so much more epic, so much more rebellious, and so much more inspiring than you could ever imagine. This isn't just a history lesson, it's the story of a woman who shattered every ceiling, broke every rule, and literally changed the world from a dilapidated shed. Born Maria Skłodowska in Poland, a country where women's education was actively suppressed, her dream of becoming a scientist was seen as impossible. But impossible wasn't in her vocabulary. She worked as a governess, saving every penny, and secretly attended a flying university that held classes in hidden locations to educate women. This burning passion eventually led her to Paris, to the Sorbonne, where she often survived on just bread and tea, sometimes fainting from hunger, but never from a lack of determination. It was in Paris that she met Marie Curie, another brilliant scientist who saw her not just as a woman, but as an intellectual equal, a true partner in science and in life. Together, they embarked on a journey that would redefine our understanding of the universe. They chose to investigate a mysterious energy radiating from uranium, a phenomenon she named radioactivity. Now, picture this. Their laboratory wasn't a fancy, state-of-the-art facility. It was a leaky, drafty shed. For 4 long years, they toiled in this shed, stirring huge vats of pitchblende, a tar-like substance, with heavy iron rods. It was grueling, physically demanding work, more like a factory than a lab. Through freezing winters and sweltering summers, they painstakingly processed tons of this material to isolate a fraction of a gram of a new, glowing element. That element was radium. Her discoveries were monumental. She proved that atoms, once thought to be indivisible, could release immense energy. This didn't just win her one Nobel Prize. It won her 2 into different scientific fields, physics and chemistry. To this day, she remains the only person ever to achieve this. She was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize, the first person to win 2, and the first female professor at the Sorbonne. She was a pioneer in every sense of the word. But her genius wasn't confined to the lab. When World War I broke out, Marie Curie didn't stand by. She knew her discoveries could save lives. She developed mobile X-ray units, nicknamed Petites Curies or Little Curies, and drove them to the front lines herself. She taught herself to drive, to be a mechanic, and trained over 150 women to operate the machines. It's estimated that her work helped treat over 1 million wounded soldiers. She was a hero on and off the battlefield of science. Tragically, the very element that made her famous was also her undoing. The constant exposure to radiation, which she often carried in her pockets in little glass tubes because she loved its glow, took a heavy toll on her health. She died from aplastic anemia, a direct result of her life's work. Her notebooks, even today, are so radioactive they have to be stored in lead-lined boxes. She literally gave her life for science. So, the next time you hear the name Marie Curie, remember the whole story. Remember the girl who defied an empire to get an education. Remember the scientist who worked in a shed and changed physics forever. Remember the humanitarian who drove ambulances to the front lines. She wasn't just a woman in a lab. She was a force of nature who proved that with enough passion and perseverance, one person truly can illuminate the world. Thanks for watching. If you were as inspired by her story as I am, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories about the incredible people who shaped our world. See you next time.